Hey guys, welcome back to Outperform. Last week I put a post up about the difference between a slow twitch individual and a fast twitch individual. So a real quick breakdown on that is that someone who is fast twitch dominant usually is someone that's built with more muscle mass. They're very good in sports. It might be someone that you say they're athletically gifted. They're very fast. It looks like sprinters, things like that. But that doesn't mean that just because you're not fast twitch dominant doesn't mean that you can't train a certain way. And just because you are fast twitch dominant doesn't mean that you're supposed to train just for that type of fiber makeup. Training is many different aspects and many different variables that must be constantly revisited and reused over and over to constantly produce a new stimulus for the body. You can't do the same thing over and over and over. But what you can do is focus on what is better for your body type. And so when I put that post up about training for your body type, such as a fast twitch dominant person, which was what the post was all about, I got a lot of feedback, and I said that if I kept getting more comments that I would go a little bit more in depth into what a fast twitch dominant individual would need. And people responded and said, yes, please. So here we are. Now, I'm gonna show you a chart for fast twitch individual, someone who is fast twitch dominant, on strength gains, okay? Now, understand that this is just a basic model for you to get a gist of what I'm talking about. This is a model for strength gains. There's a whole nother chart I can show you for hypertrophy. There's a whole nother chart I can show you for power development. As you can see, there's a lot of different aspects when it comes to training. This is just one simple part. So I don't want you to see that just because what I'm going to show you today pretty much is going to encompass everything that you need to know for a fast twitch individual. What I am going to show you though is a very good basics of guidelines to follow if you are a fast twitch individual, such as say in a sport where you cannot afford to gain any more weight. Your weight is already close to where you're at. You can go plus or minus 3 pounds, but as far as a substantial amount of weight gain for your weight class is unacceptable, and you are a fast twitch dominant type of person, this would be the model to follow. All right, so let's break it down a little bit more specific. So if you were a fast twitch dominant person and your goal is to get as strong as possible, let's look at the inverse relationship of sets and reps. Now, I spoke about this before in past videos. If you need to go back, go to the Outperform page, type in sets and reps, and the video is gonna pop up eventually. So what I mean by inverse relationship is that the more reps you do, the less sets you have to do, okay? And the less reps that you do, the more sets you have to do. Now, there is a certain chart that a lot of strength coaches go by. They give you a certain standard amount of, say, set volume of reps that you should be doing either per workout or per exercise for the workout. That's a whole nother video, okay? So just so you understand, once again, is that the lower the reps that you do, the more sets you have to do, okay? I can't go in and do 3 sets of 1 and just expect to just get stronger. Now, you will get stronger, but it's gonna be at a very, very slow pace, almost minute to where you'll never see the difference. Plus, that little set volume I was talking about that us strength coaches go by, that is the required amount of volume that is to create a stimulus that actually breaks down the nervous system and the muscle, and then allows supercompensation to then take over and create a better individual, a stronger individual, okay? So doing 3 sets of 1 just expecting to get stronger is just not going to work. You're going to have to do a certain amount of reps. A good aspect in strength gains would be somewhere between 15 to 24 reps in a set workout. So, you know, if we're doing 5 sets of 1 on one exercise, that only gave us 5 reps, okay? Now, let's take a look at this a little bit more in depth again. So you have 1 rep, 3 reps, 4 reps, 5 reps, 6 reps, 7 reps, okay? Now, why is there nothing past 7 reps? Well, because we're working for strength, okay? We're already kind of getting out of the range for strength as it is. This is more as a functional hypertrophy, especially for fast twitch individuals. People like me, who are very fast twitch dominant, I can work a lot of sets of 6 and still gain muscle, where most people would have to use a higher rep range. Like I said before, that there's a different charts for strength, hypertrophy, and power. That goes for the same thing as if you're a mixed type individual or if you're a slow twitch type of individual. Those are all different charts. There's different charts for everyone, okay? So, if we're working in the 1 to 3 range, all right, we would be doing anywhere between 5 sets of 1 or 5 sets of 3 or 4 sets of 1 or 4 sets of 3. As you can see, these numbers are just going to branch off to each other. They're not perfect or anything like that. You're going to have to see what works better for you and what works better for maybe your training partners and so on. You may notice that 5 sets of 3 work really, really well for you, but 5 sets of 5 work a lot better for your training partner. So you don't always maybe have to do the exact same sets and reps, but you can still do the same workout together. 5 sets of 5 gives you a lot of strength with actually a substantial amount of size for most people. Even slow twitch individuals find the old Reg Park 5x5 method one of the go-to methods for just building good, pure strength and size. Now, once again, remember, you can only get as big as you eat, okay? And I'm not talking about junk food. You still have to have a surplus of calories in order to get bigger, all right? If you want to lose weight, you burn more than what you eat. It's just basic, simple science, okay? So let's say that, well, you know, Jules, sets of 1 and sets of 3 and sets of 4 hurt my joints. You know, it's just hurts to lift a lot of that weight. Well, you know, I really don't recommend you working these rep ranges very often, okay? That's why we have periodization. The Outperform method uses a very, what I call a undulating wave loading method, all right? Where we're dipping up and down through sets and rep schemes. That way you got muscle confusion, but we don't allow our nervous system to fry out. There's a lot of advanced programs you can do for intermediates and advanced individuals that allow a lot of deloading programs, and I do some deloading depending on what I'm doing or what I'm doing with the client. But with a undulating wave program, there's very little deloading whatsoever because we're constantly shifting the rep, the weights, the volume, and so it does not allow a plateau effect to happen. The reason why I usually deload is because you're usually accumulating a set amount of volume, and it gets so high, okay, we gotta bring it back down now and let our body recover. So you may find that 1 or 3 reps is hard on your joints, okay? So maybe a 5x5 or a 3x6 method works a lot better for you. I still don't understand what the hell you're talking about. Okay, so let's just keep it stupid simple. For 2 weeks, we're gonna do 5 sets of 5. And then the next 2 weeks, we'll do 4 sets of 6. And then the next 2 weeks, we'll do 3 sets of 7. Simple as that, okay? Very simple. And you're gonna pick, you know, maybe 1 to 2 exercises on 5x5 and 6x4, but when you get to the 3x7s, you're not doing as much volume. So you can, well, let's just keep it simple. So like we said, 5x5, 2 weeks, 4x6, 2 weeks, 3x7, 2 weeks. Very simple, okay? Understand that when we get to the high rep range on the scale, that we're using 80% around our max at that point, okay? So at the 7 rep range, we're looking about 80%, and naturally at 1 rep, we are at 100%. How often do I actually train athletes or myself in 1 rep? Almost never. It's unnecessary. I don't find a point to ever max my individual out unless they are a power lifter or they are in a lifting meet to max out. That's a different story. Then we work towards that, okay? I have worked with power lifters. I've worked with people who do things like that and do competitions, and so we'll program that into the system. But for the most part, most people just don't go out trying to lift as much as they can. It causes a lot of injuries. It causes people to force themselves to use what I call energy leaks, where you are no longer allowed to perform the technique properly, so your body leaks the energy out somewhere else as you wiggle and squirm to push the weight up. And by doing that, you're using other muscles in a higher threshold fashion that are not supposed to be used that way, and that's how injuries occur, okay? It's the same basic principle of either doing it from a max rep standpoint or doing it in a fatigue standpoint of saying you're doing snatches for a high reps. Snatches are done for low reps, and you're doing them from high reps, and you're in a fatigue state. You have an energy leak because your technique is breaking down, but you're still trying to push as many reps as you can, and you get hurt. So same principle, same thing, all right? Now, when it comes to athletes, I used to train a lot of upper body and lower body splits. When it comes to a bodybuilder for strength gains, we usually train muscles. At athletes, we train movements. Now, I kind of got away from the upper body and lower body splits. I tend to lean more towards full body now, especially when I got into MMA training myself and training a lot of MMA fighters, because you already don't have a lot of time to be in the weight room. And you really shouldn't be working out more than twice a week, okay? For the amount of volume that fighters of almost any combat sport, the amount of volume they accumulate from training is so high that there's only so much they got to put back into the weight room. And I'm not talking about actual physical time on your watch. I just mean the physical ability of their body to go push weight, tear their body down, because that's what you do when you're working out. You're tearing your body down, okay? And so the fastest way to get stronger, the fastest way to get faster is to break down and recover, okay? If we do small full body splits, we're doing less damage at one time and we can recover a little bit faster. Now, another reason why I went to the full body splits over the upper body, lower body splits, which I still do. Nothing is set in stone, nothing is perfect, everything has to be manipulated. But I've had a lot of fighters just come up to me like, man, I jacked my arm up really bad yesterday. Man, my knee's killing me. I got kicked so many times, this and that. And so now they're not allowed to perform the leg day because their knee is completely jacked up, all right? So we did an upper body day, and now we don't have a lower body day done. So when I do a little full body circuits or workouts, whatever you want to call them, with my athletes, it allows me to work, like I said before, movements, not just muscles, but I can also go with a sense of peace in mind knowing that I did work the whole body as in a function, okay? I didn't focus on one aspect and then they got jacked up and now they can't work out for the rest of the week, and I'm worried that we didn't do anything, okay? And that next session turned into nothing but a rehab session. And a lot of times I suggest my athletes to work out twice a week. Work out, say, a Monday, then work out on a Thursday, and they want another third workout, they can go on a Saturday, but that's actually more of a restorative workout. We do a lot of recovery type of things. So I hope this breaks this down a little bit more for you. You asked a little bit more in-depth detail on fast twitch dominant, on working out and getting a little bit more in-depth into it. Even though this is only still a stepping stone and I'm just touching on some of this stuff, this is the point of Outperform. The reason why I'm starting this company is because it's out of passion for me. This is what I love to do. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I'm not talking 20 years of I've been working out and I just like to read bodybuilding magazines. I'm talking I've been training people for 20 years. Physically getting in the gym and working with clients. This is what I love to do. I love to train athletes. They are my favorite, especially combative athletes, naturally, because I'm emotionally invested and I do it myself, but they usually give me the best effort. A combative athlete will do anything to be the best, and that's all a strength coach can ask for, is someone to just listen. If you just listen and trust in the system, everything works itself out. So this is Outperform. Right now it's only a Facebook and a YouTube channel page. I'm gonna have podcasts coming up that you can get on Apple Podcasts. I'm gonna be doing live programs coming up. I'm gonna be interviewing a lot of other special guys who were experts in their fields, so you can get a good, well-rounded education of what I'm trying to bring to the table. My goal is to create enough followers to where hopefully within a year from now, I'm gonna start a website, not for me, but for you, to create a membership website that it's like $10 a month. You go to the website, you log in, and everything is there for you. And what do I mean by everything? It's stuff like this, except it's gonna be high quality professional videos. Everything will be done by videos. This whole website is designed for you to help you create the best package that you're looking for. So what I mean by that is my goal is for you to have a website to go to and, man, I just want to learn how to lose some weight. And all you're gonna have to do is just click on the weight loss tab. And when the weight loss tab gets clicked, here comes down the drop box. And all you're gonna have to do is just follow them in order. How to lose weight, nutrition, all done by video. There'll be a transcript of the video. You'll be able to print it out, keep it with you, or just keep watching the video over and over. If there's examples inside the videos as far as nutrition guidelines, workouts, anything, I'm gonna go over every aspect there is on weight loss from video after video after video, from beginner, intermediate to advanced. If your goal is to get strong, click on the Get Strength tab. Same thing, videos, transcripts, PDFs, everything. Everything I've got, I'm just gonna pour out, but I'm gonna do it in video. One, because as you can see, I can't shut up. I gotta keep talking and talking and talking. But I have so much information to say, it's just easier for me to blurt it out than sit there and try to type it out. Plus I suck in typing. So this is just a tip of what's to come in the future. So if there's any other more particular things, such as fast twitch makeups, slow twitch makeups, mixed fiber makeups, endomorphs, ectomorphs, mesomorphs, how to train for certain body types, how to get faster, what's the difference between strength speed and speed strength, when do I incorporate ballistic training, what is ballistic training, what about low impact ballistic training, high speed ballistic training. There's so many different things that are out there. Whatever you need, let me know. Comment, message me on Outperform Training Academy, and I'll get back to you. Thanks.